Allez, c'est parti. Vamos!
So here I am, fulfilling that dream. I just want it for glory and for myself.
Regarde-moi ces paysages, mon Dieu. C'est extraordinaire.
It's the best event in the world.
Le compte à rebours est lancé.
The countdown is on, 34 days before the start of the greatest rally raid in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome to the presentation of Dakar 2022. During this presentation, we'll discover the route of this 44th edition, its lineup, its new features, and we will welcome the big names of the Dakar past, but above all, present. Prestigious guests who've made us dream and continue to do so. But before unveiling the secrets of the new Dakar in Saudi Arabia, let me introduce the CEO of Amaury Sport, Yann Lemoineur.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us in discovering the routes of the next Dakar. Before we begin, I would like to thank our Saudi partner, the Prince Abdulaziz bin Turki Al Faisal, Minister of Sports and President of the Saudi Olympic Committee, and Prince Khaled, President of the Saudi Motorsports Federation. Thank you so much for allowing us to discover the infinite beauty of your territory, your deserts. Thank you also for your unconditional support in delivering last edition of the Dakar during the middle of the pandemic crisis. for running this operation with agility and determination to allow the rally to take place simply in the best possible condition, support without which the rally would simply not have happened last year. To this regard, talking about Ultimate Challenge, I wish you also all the best for the very first Formula One Grand Prix to take place in Jeddah in just a few days from there, and I'm super happy to be with you there. Thanks to your support, the Dakar can continue its exploration of the Saudi desert with confidence and at the same time allowing us to think about what has to be the future. We are shaping this future around energy transition that match with the one of the kingdom. The project Dakar Future share objective with the FIA, which will launch a new category dedicated to alternative energy, targeting zero emission in 2030. We are therefore particularly happy to welcome Audi and their hybrid motors solution for next Dakar, as well as Gossin, which will run their very first solution, hydrogen, on the next Dakar. We are also very proud to accompany the FIA and the FIM in the launch of the new World Rally Raid Championship, for which ASO will be the exclusive promoter. And the Dakar will be the first leg of this World Rally Raid Championship. Thanks, the respective president, Jean Todt of the FIA and Jorge Viegas of the FIM for their trust and confidence. And before David Castera, in the presence of many guests today, will reveal the routes of the next Dakar, here is a taste of what this brand new World Rally Raid Championship will be like.
On va avoir un énorme championnat du monde. On va commencer notre championnat du monde Rally Raid 2022 par l'épreuve phare, par le Dakar.
Un mariage qui, pour moi, est utile pour le développement des championnats de la FIA. Un calendrier équilibré qui a un avenir mondial.
On va imposer des vraies mesures de sécurité et ça va nous permettre d'élever le standard de toutes les épreuves du championnat.
Évolution, avec parfois même de la révolution. Il va y avoir de nouvelles réglementations, il va y avoir l'apparition de nouvelles énergies. Pour moi, la compétition automobile est un sport, est un spectacle, mais également un laboratoire.
This World Rally Raid Championship will start in 34 days with the first stage of the Dakar, as there will be points to win at each stage. I'm going to hand over to His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Turki Al Faisal, Minister for Sport and President of the Saudi Olympic Committee.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. For the third year running, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the nation of motorsports and the home of the Dakar Rally, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We are blessed by the guidance and trust of our leadership and the unlimited support we receive from our Crown Prince, His Royal Highness, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. The sports sector in the Kingdom has accomplished significant growth. Sports constitute a main pillar in the Kingdom's Vision 2030, and our ambitions continue to soar and fuel a growing economy. We continue to welcome the world to our beloved country and organize world-class events at the highest global standards. But most importantly, we focus on creating a healthy and vibrant society that inspires and encourages our citizens, especially our youth, to help them achieve sporting excellence on local, regional, and international levels. In this exceptional era of sports, motorsports was by no means a stranger to the rapid pace of development. The top motorsports competitions have found a new home in the kingdom. From the Dakar Rally, the toughest rally in the world, to the World Rally Championship, the FIA Formula E, Extreme E, and of course, the upcoming FIA Formula One World Championship. In 2020, our journey with the Dakar Rally started. We came together to write a new chapter in the world of motorsports. In 2021, we trusted the power of sports when our world was facing a global pandemic. We prevailed and successfully hosted our second Dakar Rally following the highest standard of safety. And in 2022, our journey with Dakar Rally will continue to reach further heights, explore fascinating landscapes, test the will of the world's best drivers, connect the world with our generous and welcoming people, and showcase our culture, capabilities, and unlimited potential. Together with Dakar Rally, we look ahead towards a bright future, one that inspires a generation and conserves the planet. We will support Dakar Future, the energy transition plan dedicated to fostering green innovation in rally raids and reducing carbon emissions. By 2030, Dakar Future will ensure that all drivers, elite and amateur, will compete using vehicles fully powered by alternative energy. This plan aligns perfectly with the Saudi Green Initiative, launched recently by our Crown Prince, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman, to unify all sustainability efforts in the kingdom, increase reliance on clean energy, offset the impact of fossil fuels, and combat climate change. In January 2022, we continue to write the new chapter in the story of Dakar Rally in Saudi Arabia. On behalf of everyone in the kingdom, we invite you to visit and experience the beauty of our country, engage with our rich culture and loving people, and cheer for the world's most prominent drivers and riders. Together, we will create unforgettable memories. Welcome to Dakar 2022. Welcome to Saudi Arabia.
Many thanks to His Royal Highness. The Dakar director, David Castera, has joined us. As Prince Abdulaziz said, this new edition will once again take place in Saudi Arabia, ideal terrain for the fans of the rally raid. Of course, Saudi Arabia offers us unlimited possibilities. We've worked a lot with the SAO teams this year to come up with a race which has lots of sand, lots of dunes. This was our idea, and a route which is 70% new. We really focused on sand and dunes. On each of the stages, you will have your series of dunes, more or less difficult, but this will be the thread running through this 44th edition. The last brushstrokes have swept the canvas of Dakar 2022. You've just returned from the last recos in Saudi Arabia, so I suggest we look at those famous recos.
Il m'apaise, il m'apaise. Parce que voilà, il y a une forme de silence, il y a une forme de calme ici. Les notions de temps sont différentes. On a retrouvé cette sensation du désert, du vide, de la solitude. Depuis qu'on est ici en Arabie Saoudite, il y a surtout un vrai plaisir du retour au désert absolu. Et ça fait du bien d'avoir sa petite dose de désert de temps en temps, ça remet les choses à leur place. Je suis à la recherche d'un équilibre permanent entre le difficile et l'impossible. Je suis plutôt tout le temps sur le fil de savoir où je dois doser, comment je dois doser, pour que ça plaise aux uns et aux autres et que tout le monde y trouve, entre les amateurs et les pros, son chemin, son plaisir et son aventure. On met un waypoint en haut et on est ceux qui passent, non ?
Ok, on met un waypoint.
C'est vrai qu'au départ, c'est une vraie feuille blanche et on a aussi une idée de ce qu'on veut raconter au travers du Dakar qui va venir, en fonction de ce qui s'est passé sur le précédent, des ressentis qu'on a eus, de tout ce qu'on a pu entendre. C'est ça aussi qui m'aide, qui nous aide à écrire le suivant. Je mets dans ma bulle, j'ai pris tous mes renseignements, je sais vers où je veux aller. Je commence à le gratter, puis je le partage après avec mes équipes. C'est quand même particulier ce qu'on fait, on est dans des endroits incroyables. On vit, voilà, on est tout seul ici au milieu du désert, on vit des aventures aussi. Mais c'est toute la journée dans les galères, les entraides, les petits mots à la radio, etc. Puis ça fait partie aussi de mon job, c'est de pouvoir les sublimer quelque part et de les garder avec moi pour sortir le meilleur d'eux et que ça, à la fin, le Dakar en sorte grandi. Il y a quand même quelque chose de fort ici. Vous arrivez dans des immensités, vous ne voyez plus personne, plus vous cherchez votre route, vous ne savez pas si vous êtes sur la bonne ou pas. Il y a toujours une espèce d'appréhension de se perdre, pas se perdre, de rester bloqué. Si on trace le rallye, on ne le trace pas pour nous, on le trace pour eux. Le désert est quand même fascinant, il peut faire peur, mais la peur fait aussi partie de ce qu'on a envie de trouver. Je crois qu'il y en a beaucoup qui la cherchent aussi. C'est une forme de se redonner, de chercher ses limites, de se repousser, de se chercher, et c'est aussi enrichissant pour tous. C'est une libération, le désert, c'est un apaisement quelque part, c'est un apaisement parce que voilà, on se retrouve nous, le désert, le reste on l'oublie et ça permet de vivre autrement et différemment. Et quand on revient, le choc est toujours terrible.
It really makes you want to be there, even if it hasn't been very restful for the Dakar teams. David, we've got some prestigious guests with us. Kevin Benavides, he won his first victory for motorcycles last year. Then we've got Manuel Andorja, also from Argentina, winner in the quad category. Then we have Mr. Dakar, who won for the 14th time. So, gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to Paris. So let's go back over the 2021 edition. Manuel Andorja, has this changed your life, the fact that you won the Dakar? So yes, of course. Yes, of course it did. And it was with great joy that I received this prize. I really worked a lot this year and really get into the last stage and knowing that we're going to get to the finish line. Yes, it really is something quite incredible. Same question. Did it change your life, Kevin? So winning the Dakar for the first time? Yes, of course. Of course, it changed my life. I achieved my dream. I've been dreaming of this for many years. I'd worked so hard for this and worked really on a personal level. So I managed to achieve this. And then you've got the recognition. How people look at you as a sports personality. So this was a source of pride for Argentina, a great victory, and so I'm very happy of the work that I did, and I'm going to continue to dream, but I have got my feet firmly on the ground with the same humility. Stefan, it's not the first time for you, so you have 14 wins under your belt. So what about your last victory in 2021? Well, this was one of the greatest victories, not on the podium, but it was just afterwards, the fourth best victory, because winning on a third different continent after South America and others, and so being in Saudi Arabia and being able to win, that was great. And secondly, because it was the first time that I was driving with a new co-driver who was really quite exceptional, and then it was an intense fight right to the end. So we had to really give it 100% every day, and so it was really a great victory. David, so I think that we should look at the 2022 edition of the Dakar. So, David, we're going to start at the beginning. The starting point for this Dakar, this will be in Jeddah. Yes, Jeddah, but this will be just for the scrutineering, administering, technical testing in the stadium, and then it will be a transfer to Hail, which is a real starting point for this edition. But on the way to Hail, there will be an important feature. Yes, there'll be a special sector, 1 kilometer, and this will be to determine the starting order for the first major stage of this Dakar. So this prologue is very important then. This major starting point is very important for the first stage. It's a very important prologue for the motorbike category, and so we are opening up the race, and it's going to be the determining point. You have to be in the right position in the prologue to be able to choose the best place to start from. And so now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. We're going to talk about the first stage, 1B. This is a loop around Hail, so this is the first special segment. But we start with serious things in the first stage with lots of sand, not necessarily some dunes, but with some beautiful landscapes and a bit of slaloming. And so that at the end we have these huge sandy mountains, so you have to be very careful when you get to the top. So for the first good stage for this, the start of this marathon, the second stage, Al Artawiya, this is the marathon stage. Yes, everybody's. So we're in the marathon stage for the second stage with lots of sand, with a couple of dunes. We'll see the first stretch of dunes there, and there'll be no assistance there. So you will have to really save your cars and your trucks. You'll have to also save your tires. So this is a pivotal moment for the Dakar, and this marathon stage from the second day onwards, and so it comes in very quickly. It's a bit complicated because you waste a lot of time on the pyramids, on the marathon stages, so you have to be at 100%, give it full throttle, manuel. So this means then that in a stage like this, you have to be running at 50-70%. You have to really be careful with your bike, so at least 70% to keep the pace of the race, but of course you don't want to knock your vehicle. This second stage is very important. You have to come out of it without any injuries. So we have to be careful with your machine and make sure that you get to the end in one piece. So from the third stage, Al Artawiya, Al Qaisuma. So we're going to go up to the north. There'll be a special section in 3 parts. There'll be rocks, some sand, some dunes in the middle, but this will allow us to go quickly to Al Qaisuma, and then we're going to ramp things up in terms of navigation from that. The fourth step, Al Qaisuma, and heading towards Riyadh, which is the capital. So, of course, capital of Riyadh with the longest special segment of this edition, total of 470 kilometers. So a beginning which is complicated. So lots of tracks, lots of navigation for the first 150 kilometers, and then you've got tracks right up. But so you have to be careful with this first stage. So, David, so the fifth stage and the first loop around Riyadh. So, Riyadh, we're going to be spending 4 nights there. The first loop to the west, to the southwest, with a special segment which is going to take us we're going to take us through some rocks at the beginning, and then you have to keep your energy because then there'll be another special segment in the dunes, 100 kilometers for that. So with some great large dunes there, so not easy to get out of that loop. And then the sixth stage, a second loop around Riyadh, but this is on the western side this time. So yes, once again we have a long special segment, 440 kilometers, and so the end of this stage we've got some wonderful landscapes, dunes in the middle. So really a good special segment before the day's rest. So there's one thing that has changed for you, where you won in 2021, and you've moved from Honda to KTM. What has this changed for you? Well, it wasn't an easy decision to make, but I am a driver who likes challenges, and so I'd like to thank Honda for having given me this possibility throughout these years. So I did the work and I respected all the rules, but this is a new challenge because I want to get a new victory for a new team, and of course I've always been a fan of KTM since I was a kid and since I started biking. So I think that the changes are good for me. It gives new possibilities. I'm very happy, very motivated to wear these colours and do my best. We're going to talk about the future of Dakar, a future which has already started.
Motorsport, it's always innovation.
We are doing a car that we haven't done before.
Pour aller faire une compétition telle que le Dakar et d'aller la faire en hydrogène, c'est très innovant.
Make a Dakar on a greener way, it's for the future, I think, important and necessary.
How we imagine in the future, we believe in the battery cars. This is the future for us.
Donc l'intérêt du moteur à combustion à l'hydrogène, c'est qu'il n'y aura pas d'émissions de CO2. Un des premiers objectifs, ce serait d'être présent sur le Dakar 2023.
So, David, we saw a couple of projects for the next edition and beyond, and things are moving forward. Yes, last year we announced the new roadmap, technical roadmap for the cars in Dakar. It was very ambitious because we're going to be moving towards zero emissions by 2020, so something very ambitious, and we can see that the first ones have arrived. So this is just a theory, but practice is there as well. We've got Audi with an electric car, and lots of other projects coming up, hydrogen projects and others. So in a couple of years, there will be a real evolution in terms of the Dakar. So we're talking about this with Stéphane Pedrenzo, who's joining the Audi team with his hybrid car. Is this what encouraged you to continue with the Dakar race? Yes, it was perfect timing. And to be so close, to see this new technology coming out and not use it, that would have been very disappointing. So also it was a moment to discover these cars and to see how they evolve, because Dakar is one of the most complicated races for this new technology. It requires an awful lot of autonomy. You have to do 800 kilometers in one day without stopping, so it's a real challenge, and that was really interesting. So now we're going to move on with the next bit of 2022. We've got some new guests with us, Cristina Gutierrez, Red Bull Off-Road Junior Team, and Joan Barreda, who's a Honda driver and the winner of the last Dakar for trucks, Dimitri Sotnikov. So, Cristina, just a couple of words from you. You have just won the World Cup for rally raids in T3. You were the first woman to have won this World Cup. So this this is very important. It's a very strong time, a very important experience for you. Yes, it was a great time in terms of my sporting career since Dakar 21, when I won the first stage. So it was a fantastic time, fantastic moment. And then the next next year, this continued. So really a very great time for me. I won several rallies, and now I've just finished with the World Cup. So I'm more than happy. And now you need to win the Dakar. Well, that's saying a lot. So it's a very long race. So I have to work day by day. There'll be loads of people who will be competing, trying to beat us. So what's very important is that I feel that I can compete in this race, and I hope that there'll be some good news at the end. Dimitri Sotnikov, you finished in second place twice, and last year you won the Dakar 2021. So it must have been a great feeling for you.
Yes, of course, it was memorable for me. And after 10 years participating in Dakar, it was unbelievable till the finish to understand that victory is close. And the most emotional moment for me was on the podium in the first place when you hear the hymn of Russia. It's like a dream of my life, and I felt proud of team of Russia.
And now you have to confirm that with a new truck, the Kamaz.
Yes, we will try to keep up our position. Our new truck present new models from the factory, new models of trucks Kamaz. It's beautiful. You notice the effective design, but it's really fast. And we'll have two trucks in Dakar with these models, my crew and Nikolaev's crew.
Joan Barreda,
Joan Barreda, 12th time for the Dakar, 3 victories, stage victories before you gave up. So you're on the podium of drivers who have the most victories in the special segments. So Stefan Peterancel is 6 lengths ahead of you. Is this a goal to beat Stefan Peterancel? Yes, well, it's an honor to be on the list with him. Now, I don't have all those trophies that Stefan has, but perhaps this time we will have one more Dakar, and at least we're going to try and win it. And we're going to give our best. So I'm very happy to have achieved what I've achieved so far. So what's missing then to win the Dakar? Perhaps a bit of luck? Yes, the experience has shown that winning Dakar is really not easy. You have to control lots of different things at the same time. But if I look backwards, this was the year when I started with a young team. And then after that, over the years, Honda did some really great work. We worked very well together. And so I didn't manage. I was injured very badly twice. And for 2 years, I had to recover. So it's very difficult, mentally speaking. But now as time has gone by, I am really at a good moment, lots of experience, in good physical shape. So I'm going to try and win it. So moving on with Davin, with the 7th stage between Riyadh and Al Dawadimi. So yes, once we left the capital, we go to the further up north. So several bivouacs there. Al Dawadimi, a very nice stage with lots of dunes on 100 kilometers. And then we have this labyrinth of different tracks, which will require a lot of navigation on the second part. So to get to Al Dawadimi. So not an easy arrival. So moving on, David, with the 8th stage, Al Dawadimi, Wadi Ad Dawisir. So this is a very difficult one. So going right to the south, and it's the longest stage of the rally. no specials. Sorry, specials. So lots of sand, lots of dunes, and this is so. And then we'll go to the bivouac of Wadi. So we have to be very careful with this particular stage. Cristina Gutierrez, reliability. This is key on this type of stage. I imagine that you've really worked on that on OT3. So yes, yes, of course. In a race like Dakar, reliability is one of the most important features and the team has made a lot of efforts to improve that for this year, and we've solved a number of problems that we encountered last year. So it's going to be a great time. And we hope that everything will work to perfection. Stage 9, a loop around Wadi al-Dawasir. So this loop is not by accident. So it's a special loop to bring the competitors together and to concentrate everybody in one place. So a bit of pressure there with a very good special segment, navigation with these canyons, but a very nice special segment, even if it's quite short, 10 kilometers. And moving on with stage 10 from Wadi Bisha. Well, Bisha, so this is not a particularly difficult special segment, 374 kilometers, so lots of tracks. And this is special where there's no dunes. But we'll have the opportunity to see a very special rock that everybody knows. It's very specific, so this is a kind of signature rock. So you can see this kind of car carved out in the rock. Stage 11, a loop around Bisha Davind. So yes, a loop, but this is a very difficult stage around Bisha with 345 kilometers, almost all dunes, sand. So everything will be played out here. We've got big dunes, we've got small dunes, very soft sand. So everything can be played out in this special segment. And so it's the last fight. So let's see if you can win or lose the Dakar. So this is where your mental state of mind is so important. So you can lose the Dakar every kilometer. So and each kilometer has a trap, and you have to be concentrated right up to the finishing line. And this is what's good about this race. You can't make a mistake. If you want, you have to be really consistent and constantly focused. This is the key, and consistency is the key. And the last step, David, is Jeddah. So we finish with a special segment. So so it's very difficult. You have to be very concentrated on the navigation. Lots of different tracks, which is a specificity of Saudi Arabia, and also difficult navigation. But then we roll into Jeddah, where we'll have the final ceremony. The reactions for Dmitry Sotnikov there'll be a lot of sand.
Yes, of course, I agree with Castara that every year he can do something new and can do more complicated things. And this is interesting for the competitors because you have time, you have opportunities, you can take back your minutes. For me, it's for Team Kamaz, it's better as a difficult rise. It's better for us because you can fight, you can do everything you want, and your level of the pilot, of the crew, will rise after this race.
Joan, your reaction to this stage that you just discovered? Yes. As you have said, so this is a stage with lots of sand in Saudi Arabia, lots of deserts, so we have to take advantage of all this sand. I think it's something positive for us, and I really like it. I feel quite at ease with all this sand. So, of course, when there are rocks, it's more difficult, but I hope that things will go well at Dakar. So finally, David, let's have the figures for this edition. So 12 stages. So we've got a marathon stage of 2 days. So we have renewed the course 70% with lots of different dunes. So this will be kind of the driving theme through this edition. And so you will have to follow this 44th edition very carefully. So now we have to move to the old-timers who have got a bit older for this edition. I'm talking about the Dakar Classic.
Venir al Dakar Classic es una de las cosas más emocionantes que se pueden hacer en la vida. A todos los apasionados que quieran recordar los Dakares africanos, que vengan al Dakar Classic.
J'ai connu le Dakar dans les années 80 et c'est rendre hommage à ces années-là, à tous ces pionniers. C'est se rappeler d'où on vient, de nos racines. C'est aussi pour ça qu'on a voulu créer cette catégorie.
It's like I'm driving Beyoncé.
Hace 40 años este modelo fue el vencedor, el primero que ganó la categoría de auto.
Coup d'état, on était en retard.
Yep.
302. No tenemos.
Elle était dure celle-là. Hein. C'était dur, hein ouais. Putain. Mais elle était bien.
And it's a pleasure and an honour to welcome two more legends from Dakar, four-time winner of the rally, Mr. Ari Vatanen, and the seven-time winner in trucks, Vladimir Chagin, with Stefan Petancel. That's 25 wins in the same room and almost 200 stages won. Now, David, Dakar, that's a lot of great champions, these vintage cars, and memories that made you want to create the first edition of Dakar Classic. So, yes, we wanted to kind of pay tribute to Dakar, and with all these cars that have made us dream so much, and there were very few competitors last year due to the COVID, but now we have 150 this year, so this adventure then, this is an adventure which is going to be happening at the same time as Dakar. These are different races, but all the different stages are the same. So what's the challenge here? It's not about timing. It's about regularity. You have to respect the rules. And this year we've added a little bit extra with navigation. So we have some parts for navigation. Also, it's a competition within a competition, but where timing is not so important. Ari Vatanen, so it must be a pleasure for you to see all these new legendary cars reappear in the Dakar. So yes, cars like Stefan and all the others that were in the race in the 80s and 90s. So these were the real Dakar races in Africa. And this is a great time for us. It was so much freedom. But this is a kind of human adventure, and it's a comeback. It's a comeback. We're going back to the roots, as it were. So, Argentina in 1985, that was like really going back to our roots. So it's really a great privilege for me, and to be able to dream again through Dakar Classic. It's really great. Well done, David. Okay, we can see the 205 from 1987. Really, what a beauty. So what are your memories of your first Dakar? Well, it was at Trocadero. And when I was there, I said to myself, here I am, I'm alive, I'm in good health, and I'm going to start doing the rallies again, I thought it was over for me. And so I had to pinch myself to see if it was really true. And so we were in the prologue, and then we had a breakdown at the end, but then we went back to Africa, and I was one of the last ones. Everybody was overtaking Benazelou, who was with me. And at the end of the day, we managed to win. So it was too good to be true. And my wife came to Dakar 18 months before. She was in the hospital in the emergency ward. And 18 months later, she found that I was the winner of Dakar. So, it was almost like it wasn't true, but it was. So you, Stéphane, you were on the Moto 1988. So what about your memories of Vatten? Well, I was a fan of this. So he was a world champion, and so it was an idol of mine, an idol. And when I took my driving test for the cars, I tried to do these swerves and everything, and I said that I was doing a Vatten style. So this was really a strong image that remained with me. And then we met in the first Dakar races, and I can see the 405 that crossed the line at absolutely mad speed. So we started ahead, but the cars were so fast at that time that we were overtaken during the day. So I really remember the car that we can see behind you. Vladimir, so what does it mean to be here in Paris with Harry and Stéphane Pétancel? So you are also one of the Dakar legends. So for the Kamaz Master, I took part in that in 1990. I was part of the team. I was 20 years old, and it was the first time that I saw Harry Vatanen. He was a superstar for me, sports legend, very successful driver, very fast, and the feeling that I had at the time, well, I was 20 years old and I was standing beside him, and I have the same feeling today, so a feeling that I'm going to keep for the whole of my life. He's a legend, an example for drivers of the future. So the number of wins he's had, well, I don't know how long the current drivers need to beat that record. So he really is a Dakar legend for the years to come. So I have a lot of respect for these two drivers. So, would you like to go and see Vladimir behind in one of these vintage cars? Yes, that would be great. The idea is to have the vehicles, but also to see the men as well. And Harry said, so Dakar is about human history, and to having people here with us, yes, this would be good, and this would mean really going to the end of the whole project. Thank you very much to Harry Vatanen and Vladimir Chagen. So now we need to look at the lineup for Dakar 2022, but before we do that, I suggest that we meet with Prince Khalid, who is the president of the SAMF.
Assalamu alaikum. Thanks to the vision of our great leadership, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's sporting sector is transcending borders. The nation is establishing itself as a host for some of the largest events and competitions in the world, preparing to host the phenomenal Dakar Rally for the third time in a row, and of course, the Formula One STC Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for the first time this year. Clearly demonstrates the level which the kingdom is participating on the global sports arena. The world has endured difficult and challenging conditions recently, but despite these difficulties, the kingdom created a distinctive case study for the rest of the world's events industry by hosting Dakar Saudi Arabia in the midst of the pandemic. This year, we take advantage of the great momentum gained hosting the last two editions of Dakar Rally, using those experiences to bring to you Saudi Arabia's biggest edition yet. Yet again, we will showcase the kingdom's capabilities in hosting large-scale sporting events, reaffirming Saudi Arabia's potential to become the global home of motorsports. Dakar Saudi Arabia 2022 will feature routes that are new, different and more challenging to match the passion of the participants, as well as the fans who follow it closely. We cannot wait for you to join us as we welcome you to a brand new, thrilling adventure in the largest endurance motorsports race in the world.
A big thank you to Prince Khalid, President of the Saudi Motorsport Federation. After the race, now let's move to the lineup. We have Charles Coopers, who is the competitor coordinator for Dakar, but also we have Stefan Peter Hansel and Laia Sanz, a 10-time winner on the motorbikes, and also Jonathan Chotard, a French driver for bikes for the first time. Now, Charles, the first observation, there will be a lot of people for this edition. Yes, the competitors are present, a lot of them, more than 580 vehicles for the start of this 44th edition. 150 in the classics category. The desire for adventure has clearly been inspired by these Saudian landscapes, which always operate the magic on Dakar, which has made the Dakar a success for 2 years. So thank you and well done to all those fans of Dakar and Rally Raid for being with us. There will be 1,000 drivers and co-pilots and almost 750 for the start of Dakar, 310 for the classic from 55 countries with the most represented nationalities, France, Spain and the Netherlands. 131 legendary drivers and co-drivers will be leaving with 10 Dakars under their belt, 260 rookies who will be discovering Dakar for the first time. And finally, dear Sastaban, in this race we'll have 25 women and 3 100% female teams. Now, before we talk about the moto lineup, let's look at those people who will be fighting for the two-wheeler win.
Seven factory teams, 5 former winners. There's going to be an almighty rumble in the bikes. KTM have 3 Dakar winners in their ranks, with defending champion Kevin Benavides joining Toby Price and the world champion Matthias Walkner. Gas will also be a team to watch, with 2017 winner Sam Sunderland and the new kid on the block, Daniel Sanders. Kevin's brother Luciano Benavides heads up the Husqvarna team alongside Skylar Howes, who is now a fully fledged factory rider. Yamaha have a score to settle with the Dakar after a tough 2021. They have a talented trio in Adrian van Beveren, Ross Branch and Andy Short. Honda are gunning for a 3rd straight title. Pablo Quintanilla joins forces with 2020 winner Ricky Brabeck, Nacho Cornejo and Joan Barreda. Sherco are putting their faith in Lorenzo Santolino, who was 6th last year, and Rui Gonçalves. Finally, the Hero Motorsports team welcomed the experienced Franco Caimi, who'll be looking to shine alongside Joaquim Rodriguez.
So, Stefan Petansel, as a former rider, 6-time winner of Dakar, I imagine that you are following this category with passion and interest. Well, in the evening, I tend to watch the cars more than bikes. So I started with bikes. That's my real passion. And what's interesting to point out is that the fight is really open in terms of motorbikes. So when I was taking part, there was a question of the strategy in terms of the starting order, but it's really very interesting to watch. Now, Charles, let's look at the newcomers, the rookers. There are always a lot of enthusiasm there to take part in this race. New generation, 170 for the Moto Quad have signed up. More than a third of these are rookies, so they're ready to take over, under 25s, and mainly they come from the qualifying races called Road to Dakar, which is a superb talent pool. Then we also have that this year a double winner from GP Moto. We have Danilo Petrucci, and he won't be the only one coming from GP Moto. So in terms of the rookies, we have Jonathan Chotard, a young amateur driver. So tell us a bit about this dream that's going to become a reality. Tell us how you got to the Dakar. Well, it started a long time ago, and I was a mechanic for bikes. I've always done a bit of biking. But it felt impossible at the beginning, and then after years working with my friend who's done this for a couple of years, we did the same studies, we followed the same path, and then our paths separated a bit. He went off to racing, and so I said to myself, well, we've got the same dreams, and he made it, so why can't I? And so I got into it. I started with the Moroccan Rally in 2018, managed to finish it. Well, in terms of hopes, I want to finish it, that's for sure, and however I can. And the fears, well, the length. I didn't have very long lengths in the stages in the Moroccan Rally. It wasn't that difficult, and so we try to drive as hard as possible. I've got a family, I've got 2 kids, and we have to take care of everything, and we have to try and divide ourselves up. But we do manage to do that. So I'm looking to that finishing line. But you didn't choose to do it the easy way. We've got original by Motul, so that's with no assistance. Well, as a mechanic, it was kind of a natural progression. So I wanted to do it with assistance because I thought for the first time it would be easier. But and I would have a better chance of finishing. But then and I was with my friend, and he's been advising me in preparation for the race. So I think it's going to be hard, but great. So there's a sense of camaraderie, Stefan. So this is the force of strength of Dakar. We've got the amateur drivers and then the professional drivers. You discuss with each other, you ask questions, you give advice. But this is the success of Dakar. So you've got professionals, but you've also got amateurs, and I think this is even truer in terms of bike racing. Everybody is part of a real family. There's a lot more solidarity. And if you have a biker who's stopped, so the others stop with him. It's not the case in car racing, and so you can't really get out of a difficult patch if you're on a bike. So but there's signs between bikers. So we've got a film original by Motul. So this is a race without any assistance whatsoever. So let's go back over 2021.
Quand on prend le départ d'une course, c'est pour donner le meilleur.
Un Dakar, il faut un petit peu de chance, il faut passer à travers de tous les gros soucis. Sans assistance, c'est compliqué.
I enjoy working on the bike. It's a little bit of therapy.
La catégorie régionale by Motul, c'est l'essence même du Dakar. Si à un moment donné, il y a un gars à côté qui a besoin d'un petit coup de main, on va lui donner.
I can fix it and hope for the best.
On est aujourd'hui plus de 30 pilotes, donc je pense que c'est le plus gros team du Dakar.
Let's go for it.
C'est l'aventure et l'expérience aussi, on est un peu livré à nous-mêmes.
Il y a des grandes dunes, il y a des montagnes autour de vous. On a l'impression que ça a été sculpté par l'homme. Ah, c'est fabuleux.
Doing it in Malmoto is already making the whole experience very different.
So, Charles, a couple of figures concerning the 2022 edition, original by Motul, 33 drivers like Jonathan and 1 quad driver. So they want to take up the challenge of Dakar without any support, and this is due to Motul, which provides minimum infrastructure for the daily maintenance of the vehicles. So we've got a lot of men, but also some women. Yes, 5 women for very experienced, and then a newcomer who's come from the Trial World Championships and Enduro GP, where this is Sandra Gomez, the first finisher for the Red Bull Romaniacs in gold class. And so we need to keep an eye on her. Laia, motorcycling, is that behind you? For good in the Dakar race, and if that's the case, why? Why did you take this decision? Yes, I think it was well thought about. There were lots of different factors that came into play, and I think that I've done enough Dakars, and also I feel very fulfilled with the results that I've achieved. Everything was very good, and I was often in the first 4, and also, but with age, people tend to think about the risk, and so I think that all this, perhaps I wasn't prepared enough for the last races, so I think I'm going to go to cars now. Charles, on the quads now. There are more than 20 quads who have signed up, including Manuel Andújar, 25 years old, and this will be his 5th Dakar. He'll be challenged by the French driver Alexandre Giraud and American Pablo Cobetti, who will try to break the South American dominance in this category. And let's go to cars now. We have some great names again and some great brands.
5 former winners in the cars are taking part in this 44th Dakar, representing some of the top teams. New Boys Audi have a dream lineup with Mr. Dakar himself, Stefan Petterhansel, 3-time winner Carlos Sainz, and the up-and-coming Matthias Ekstrom. Toyota Gazoo Racing are back with their T1 Plus Hilux. Nasser Al-Attiyah and Janil de Villiers are both hunting for more success. Local hero Yazid Al-Raji is also one to watch. He'll be getting behind the wheel of a T1 Plus Toyota Hilux with overdrive. For BRX, last year was about learning, this year is about winning. Sebastian Loeb is determined to finally conquer the Dakar, while Nani Roma and Orly Terranova should be right up there. Kuba Przanski will be driving the mini buggy that has won the last 2 editions as he looks to improve on 4th in 2021. Yassir Sayadan is also back in a mini, and he dreams of being the first Saudi to win the Dakar. The Century Racing team are going from strength to strength. Brian Baragwanath is driving one of their 5 cars in the rally. Mattia Serradori will also be in a Century CR6 buggy and aiming higher than 8th place in 2020. With a podium in 2017 and 5 titles in the bikes, Cyril Desprez shouldn't be underestimated in his Peugeot. 7th last year, 6th in 2018, Sheikh Khalid Al-Qasimi is also among the contenders. Martin Prokop has yet to abandon in 6 participations, coming as high as 6th in 2019. He's driving a Ford nicknamed Shrek in the T1 Plus class.
So, David Castellan, there's one name that really stands out, and that's Audi. So, yes, Audi, which is with us this year with the new regulations for hybrid cars this year. So, this is a revolution for Dakar, a real pivotal change. And so, we're very proud to welcome Audi. This is the beginning of this new era for Dakar. Stefan Petterhansel, so where are you at with the preparation in terms of the Audi team? This will be your first race. Well, we wanted to do the Moroccan rally, so we're a bit late behind that. We've had the car for 4.5 months, so step by step we're getting better. We're dealing with any little problems that come up, and we're almost ready for the start of Dakar. It's going to be a difficult challenge. It's a car which is complicated as well. We've got a thermal engine, a hybrid engine, and so interesting as a challenge. But but I didn't think I would find it so nice to develop an electric hybrid car. So it's very good in terms of in-gear start. This new technology allows us to discover a new world, the world of tomorrow. So, David, a couple of words on the T1 Plus category. What is that? T1 Plus, well, we've got the classic category that we had from the T1. We've got a four-wheel drive with a petrol engine. So we've kind of souped up this car, a bit more suspension and a larger wheel and also a bit wider. So it's a kind of souped-up vehicle. But there's a constant concern for balancing performance. So the Dakar is a complicated race. You've got two-wheel drives, four-wheel drives, electric diesel cars. So we need a kind of homogeneous performance. So this year we felt that we had to kind of boost the T1 category, giving it a few more advantages, but more ease of clearing the obstacles. So we try to balance out the categories. So David, I think I'd like us to talk about the co-drivers. They play a key role. Stefan, you're well placed to answer that, especially at a Dakar with a lot of navigation involved. Yes, that's for sure. The navigation in Dakar has always been important, but I think it's become even more important in Saudi Arabia, and that's something which is positive. In a car, you have to have a very high-level co-driver and also have a way of communicating which is very clear. That's what's very important. So if you're of the same nationality, that's a clear advantage. As far as I'm concerned, I did the first Dakar with Edouard Boulanger, a former mapman, but also a former biker for the Dakar. So he's done lots of enduro as well. And so we really have the same vision of the danger, of the difficulties mentioned in the road books. So everything's very clear. So it's very important to have a good co-driver. So a couple of figures, Charles, on participation in cars and the new features. Almost 100 cars for the departure. Two-thirds of these are four-wheel drives representing 10 different brands, Toyota, Mini, Nissan, Ford. But also we have some Chinese manufacturers that have come out these last couple of years. We've got Bike and Borgwag. We've got Carlos Checo, who comes from MotoGP, also a Superbike champion in 2011. He will be part of the MD rally team on an Optimus. And this will be beside Christian Lavey, champion of the Moto Endurance. And we have Johnny Aubert as well for the Sherco team, and who is a double champion from the Mondo Enduro. And so we've got some lots of former riders then for the Dakar 2022, Laia San. So this is a new experience in the car category. Tell us about your project, your new project in the Mini. I'm very happy, and I think that for me, for the first year, it's very important to have a reliable car, and this is a car that's just been tested, an ideal car to learn with. So I hope there'll be no problems. I hope that I can improve day by day. And I'm also happy to be part of such a perfect team which is so experienced. A great pleasure, but it's going to be a bit strange for you to have a navigator with you, a co-driver. Yes, of course, that is quite strange. I've never had that experience before, and in the first couple of days it'll be a bit strange, but I have a co-driver who's a rookie for cars, a good bike navigator, but I think that what's important is to really get on with the person you're driving with, and I'm very happy and I'm full of hope, and I hope it will be a great experience for both of us. But yes, I have to get used to trusting him, listen to him, and so it's a very big change for me. Despite all the experience I have in Dakar, I feel that I'm a true rookie. So the different characters, the categories that are really taking off are the lightweight vehicles. So can you explain what's new about for the T3 and T4? So first of all, you have to understand that T4 is the series vehicles, this buggy that you all know. You can see this in the picture, and we've kept this almost like the original. They're adapted in terms of safety, of course, and also in terms of petrol for this competition. But then we've got the T3, so this is the evolution of these vehicles, prototypes. So you've got a lot more freedom there. You can work on the vehicle, greater performance. It's a bit more open, a bit more performance then. So in terms of the rally, we've got three main categories with the T1. Those are the vehicles, and then we've got the middle range. And T4 is a good car as well, very good for learning, for discovering the car. And this is something that you absolutely need to do in this race. So we're going to see those people who are going to be contending for the titles.
Two kinds of lightweight vehicles, two very different rallies, starting with the prototype T3s. Last year's winner, Joseph Mahacek, is chasing his 7th Dakar victory in all categories at 64 years of age. Red Bull are putting their faith in talented youth. Cristina Gutierrez, who has just secured the World Cup title, is joined by the Americans Seth Quintero and Mitch Guthrie, while Guillaume de Mevius, the son of Gregoire, makes his debut. PH Sport are back with an improved Zephyr, which is just as quick and no doubt more reliable. While in the T4s, the SSVs, the competition will be even fiercer. Chaleco Lopez starts as the favourite as he goes in search of his 3rd win on 4 wheels. And the Can-Am Factory South Racing team have plenty of other contenders. Austin Jones and Aaron Domzala, who finished on the podium behind Chaleco last year, and the experienced Gerard Fares, who is gearing up for his 15th Dakar. Poland's Goksal brothers are also seriously quick. Michał was 4th last year, with Marek in 8th. Former quads winner Sergei Karyakin is looking to bounce back and improve on 2nd place in 2020. Salah Al Saif is the category's rising star and has the advantage of driving on home soil. The Saudi won a stage last year and he's now targeting the title.
And in the T4 SSV series, we have one of the contender for victory, Austin Jones from the Can-Am Factory Racing team. You won in Abu Dhabi, you won the FIA World Cup in T4. This is good for the morale, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. We're feeling very good right now going into Dakar 2022, and I'm very excited. So, yeah, it's very good.
So this is the 2nd place last year. So what's missing yet? What do you still have to do? Do you still want some more experience?
Yes, so definitely a little bit more experience will help. So for this year, we pace out our race like we did last year and try to change a couple of little things that we struggled with last year, and hopefully we can put it all together and go for the top spot this year.
Is it a dream to win the Dakar?
Yes, absolutely. It's a dream to win the Dakar. I've been thinking about it for a very long time. I've tried twice. We've gotten close. So getting close like that really makes you want to more and more. So this year is definitely a dream. And yeah, forever it's going to be a dream. So we'll see.
So, Charles, the T3, T4 categories, these are categories that continue to draw a lot of people. So more than ever, with just under 44 T3 prototypes and 61 T4s SSV will be in the starting blocks. This is to challenge the OT3 and the Pinch Racing that came 3rd behind Yamaha and Bugera. And they, 3 of them will defend their podium. We also have the arrival of Daniel Kiel, recent winner of the Baha's World Cup, and with Saudi from Marshall Al Baidan, the first women to join the Dakar. And then we have the T4 SSV, the Polaris Team Extreme Plus. They were the first SSVs to finish the Dakar in 2012, and they will be challenging Can-Am with Sergei Karyakin, podium 2020, Eugenio Amos, current 2nd position of the Rally Raid World Cup, and the very lightning-quick Saleh Assalif will be in the lead. And then we also have to note Molly Tello, who will be part of this discipline. She was noted in the WRC and the ERC. So we will have a team which is exclusively women. Yes, 3 teams. They'll all be in the T3 category. We've got Merci Marti and Margot Llovera. They'll be assisted by a technical team which is also exclusively female. they'll be running with the Team FN Speed, the only ones who have vehicles in all categories. We now have the trucks. Let's look at the candidates.
A total of 18 wins in the trucks, including the last 5. Who can beat the mighty Kamaz? The Russians are back with 4 trucks as usual and 4 drivers who are all capable of winning. Martin Matchik will have the support of a second truck as he targets the podium. Alex Lowprice also flying the flag for the Czech Republic, and he already has 8 top 10 finishes. A 3-time winner in the quads, Ignacio Casale made a successful switch to the trucks last year, coming 9th, and he's hungry for more. Tim Mamouet have joined forces with the De Roy team, and Martin van den Brink will be hoping to take his Iveco higher than last year's 8th place. Meanwhile, Hans Stacey makes his Dakar comeback. The 2007 winner will be driving for the team of his cousin, Gerard De Roy. Hino have always been consistent performers on the Dakar. Teruhito Sugawara is back in a hybrid truck and hoping to match his father, the legendary Yoshimasa, who came second on 6 occasions.
And now we're welcoming Martin Matchik from the Czech Republic, 4th position last year, looking for a first win in trucks. Welcome to Paris. Is it possible to beat a team which is as structured as the Kamaz team?
Well, I think it is. You need lots of luck to do it. You need a best team you can have, and also the vehicle and also the crew. We are working on it the last 10 years, so I hope this year it will be it. But you can never predict Dakar, especially Dakar 2022. But I'm looking forward to fighting the best, and now Kamaz are the best, and maybe we will be. So you will see.
So talking about the 2022, Dakar 2022 with this truck, which is going to be competing for a win, we hope for you.
Well, I wanted to decide if you go with a new truck or with the old truck. Old truck, it's never old. So we are disassembling and assembling it every year, and I decided to go with the old Charles, which is actually on the pictures, and that one is tested, let's say, for 2 Dakars, and now we would love to do the 3rd Dakar with him, and then we will see how it will go, but it will be still Iveco and still with a bigger team, so hopefully the second truck will help me to achieve the goals.
Alors David,
now, another new feature is the appearance of more eco-responsible trucks. Yes, this is a response to the direction that we set last year. So the trucks are advancing rapidly in this particular direction. So we've got electrical assistance. There's also a truck, a hydrogen truck, which will be a demonstration truck for the Dakar. So we're moving quite fast. And I think that trucks can go even faster. They've got more space. Before the battery took up too much space, and then we had hydrogen bottles. So we've got this type of truck that will be present in Dakar 2022. Martin Matchik, you also have several projects for the future.
Yes, we do. To be honest, it's maybe a long way to get there, because for me, for the future, it's about the H2 really, to be talking about the clean energy and everything around it. And I'm really grateful that we connected with Keith Coolan to work on it. And I think we have like 5-year project in front of us. We'll be part of it. We'll be developing the truck to be able to have the H2 to put it into the truck and to, let's say, move with the future faster than we all expected, because I think, there is no way to do it now, but I believe the competition and all the competitors, starting by the trucks, by Audi, by all these categories, will be there soon, and I think like in 3 to 5 years, there will be clean energy racing, actually.
28th of November, so we're at the last lap. So Charles, tell us about the key dates. So at the moment, we have the unloading of the vehicles in the port of Marseille up to the 20th of November. They will be going to Jeddah, and we will get the competitors. They'll be retrieving their vehicles 28th to 27th. Then we have the administrative and technical checks, 29th to 39th checks, King Abdullah Sports City Stadium, where we'll also have the general briefing arriving in the evening of the 31st. 1st of January, the Dakar caravan will be transferred to Aïl, where we will have the qualification stage, and then we'll have the ceremony for the starting podium. Riyadh, the capital, will be hosting the rest day on the 8th of January before we celebrate the finishers for Dakar 2021 in Jeddah, the 14th of January, on the finishing podium for this wonderful 44th edition. So, Stefan, I imagine that your diary is full leading up to the start. You've got the physical preparation. Yes, well, in terms of physical preparation, we're a bit late on that because we're dealing with the technical issues, but there will perhaps I will be doing a race, running a race in Al Aid just to check out some things on the truck. So, David, the pressure is on. We've finalized the race. We've got lots of contenders, and so we just need to thank our faithful partners now. Just remains to thank our faithful sponsors. I'd like to thank, first of all, Saudi Arabia, hosting us for the 3rd year, and also our new Saudi partner, Suda Development Company, who's joined our other sponsors who have been with us for 2 years, BF Goodrich, Rebellion, Aquafina, and diverse Extreme Team. So thank you to all of you. Without you, this Dakar wouldn't be what it is. So Dakar continues to draw lots of fans. You can follow it on France Television, but also throughout the world in 190 countries. Dakar is 1,200 hours of TV broadcast on 70 channels, 11 million visits to Dakar.com, more than 60 million videos seen on the official platforms, 76.8 million stories seen on Facebook and Instagram. We have come to the end of this presentation, and a big thank you to all our guests. David Castera, director of the Dakar, I'll give you the final words. So now you know the ingredients for your adventure. Now you just have a bit of time left to prepare for it. So I hope that you will have a good month of December and have enjoy the festivities. See you soon.
Mais c'est un rêve, le Dakar. Ça fait 45 ans que j'ai envie de ça.
Let me do it. I just want to do this. You know, there's a goal, there's a dream. I want to do Dakar in the kingdom.
I hope this journey begins now and will last for a long time.
Je me suis trouvé bloqué dans le canyon qui est juste en bas là. Ah, je voulais sortir de là, mais j'aurais pas pensé qu'il y avait cet enfer là à monter là.
You know, you want to run before you can walk, but you have to really remind yourself in rally racing that you need to walk.
Where's the main track anyway? Here, somewhere.
Il faut que j'aille au bout. Il faut que j'aille au bout.
You win some, you lose some. Today I lost.
If you want to do it one thing very well, you shouldn't be thinking about something else. But I believe everything happens for a reason, and I have a good story to tell now.
In anything in life, everything has once the first time.
And in 308 meters, cap 293, average 20.
Please win. I will remember you.
I'm no different to the other 100 guys racing, you know. Everyone wants to finish it. The landscape, the terrain, you know, I've never seen anything like it.
Every stage makes me closer to make a dream come true.
Anybody who races the Dakar will be a changed person when it's over.